Hi, everybody. I see that there's at least two people. One person just happened to come in right now. I am want to welcome you. What this is, I'm going to play a little bit more music. Maybe I'll play a little bit more music. I guess I should talk about like what is happening right now. I had a conversation this morning with a person. His name is TKC Brennan. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more in detail, like who he is exactly once the music stops. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see if a few more people join me live. I did not, this is completely spontaneous. I did not announce to anybody that I was going to be live streaming this particular show. I did not tweet it. I did not put it on Facebook. I did not even tell one friend what I'm going to be doing right now. I feel like this information is very, very sensitive. And the conversation that I have recorded, again, is between a man named TKC Brennan. He is a comic book writer, a rather famous one, and also wrote a novella called Vampirella. TKC Brennan we had met each other on Facebook, and we had Facebook IM chats between one another. He did let me know that he was in the MK Ultra Mind Control program, or that he and his mother had experienced some hypnosis, and that he also claims to be one of the JFK shooters that happened in Dallas. And I have had interesting interactions with him. At one point, he actually blocked me on Facebook because he was afraid for my life by giving me this information. He claims that he had a girlfriend that he did YouTube videos with, and she is no longer with us. He is an elderly man now, and his sight is very, very poor. I did this recording. Obviously, maybe you can see my iPhone there. I'm talking to him on the iPhone. I made the recording on live stream just to double record our conversation. I have to apologize for my appearance in this. I had also a very difficult night, actually. It was so noisy here with alarms going off at where I live at. There was two emergency alarms, evacuation alarms that happened between 3 and 4 a.m. in the morning. There was lots of people coming in and out in front of my window, loud noise, loud music. There is stuff going on across my hallway. With people that are in another apartment. There's people going in and out of that apartment. So I did not get the proper amount of sleep. I am still in my pajamas. My hair is not done. My makeup is not on. However, I think that the footage is more compelling by looking at it rather than hearing the audio, as I will flip the camera around at certain points and you can see him or where he's at. And I think it plays better. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. All right. So I want to explain before I start, and I show this footage. It's about an hour long or so. I want to go into who TKC Brennan is. During the 1970s, he wrote for Warren Publishing's black and white horror comics anthologies Creepy and Eerie and Vampirella. He also wrote for DC Comics House of Mystery and Archie Comics Red Circle's Sorcery. In the 1980s, Brennan campaigned to have depictions of smoking in comics banned, which led then to Governor Bill Clinton of Arkansas to issue a proclamation designated January 1990 as TKC Brennan Month. And that's pretty much all that is on, this is on Wikipedia. So I'm just giving you a quick overview of who he is. Now, like I said before, he has blocked me a couple times. He is, because I didn't respond to him quickly and him wanting to talk to me. I think he's very afraid to talk to people, and he is afraid of the information, what he tells people might put the other people in danger. So I really feel the need to air today what our conversation was. As I said before, he talks about meeting, well, you're going to hear it, where he and his mom were put under hypnosis. And also, she's a writer. She wrote Gothic novels. Her name was Alice Brennan. And how they ended up in this program. And he also, like I said before, does claim that he was one of the shooters at the JFK assassination. And so I'm going to start to play our interaction between one another. And let me start it here. Need an actual, appointment or a time. When we spoke, you said that you were going to send me a message or let me know when you felt up to it. And I'm just getting up now because I've had craziness on my end. No sleep last night. I did not have the night that I was expecting to have. So I apologize. Had I known that there was
I could end up dead because of this. He's got a fucking sword, and I came in really because I was on Facebook and things, and he came in really fucking quietly, and so I have no idea what's going to happen now. And when I get off the phone, he may kill me. I may be dead today because of this phone call. Oh my God! And if you'd only called when you said you would, and then he has to hear me say that you threatened me, and he can kill me for that.
I never said I would call you at a specific time, though. There was no commitment between us for me to call you at a specific time.
Yeah.
Well. So I don't know why you're putting that pressure on me about that.
Because I might be killed when I go back in the house. I totally like you, but I still might be killed when I go back in the house. And he warned me not to say anything about his threats on me. And because of you, he just heard me say it.
Okay. All right.
I'm in the yard now. We have a big, nice backyard. You could probably come here and stay after we throw him out if we can.
How long has he been there?
Moved in just before last winter. He didn't turn this crazy until a few months ago.
Well, when you're, unfortunately, both of us and a lot of people are targeted. It's almost like there's always going to be somebody coming in and causing you problems. Just like.
Not like this. Not like this. He has a sword and he's murderous and has threatened my life. It isn't like somebody making too much noise or, that kind of arguments or that kind of thing. He's dangerous and threatening.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to do now. Oh my God.
So, what can I ask you? Like, what would you be comfortable with me? Because I'm really curious about your upbringing and your parents and the MK Ultra and your journey on becoming a writer. How that all came about.
My mother was a paperback novelist.
What?
My mother was a paperback novelist.
What's her name, or what was her name?
Alice.
Alice Brennan.
Alice Brennan. Alice Brennan. You can find her books all over the world. There's Jesus Christ. So can you see my yard now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice big yard. I don't know what happens when I go back in the house. Jesus Christ. Maybe I should call police.
You know what? I mean, yeah, but it's hard to trust the police anymore either. I've been calling the police about stuff, and
No, they already know about him and know that he's dangerous, and they came here and wanted to talk to him, but I knew he'd kill me if I let that happen. So I said, hey, we're friends, we'll work it out, and yeah, I'll move him on and all that. And then they left without going in. He was in the house, I was in the yard where I am now. But no, it isn't like it's some kind of hippie thing like, oh, police don't believe it. They know damn well that he's a killer and that he's after me now. But because he started that up now, that I ratted him out to the police for threatening me. Oh, God. I might not even live through the day like this. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, my God. He's got a sword, baby. He could kill me when I go back in the house. He might be waiting to do that right now. He says that he might do that. It isn't like it's a theory on my part. And I have to pee, and I can't go back in the house right now. Oh my God.
Do you want to you want to me to call you back in a few minutes after you go to the pee, or
I don't know. No, don't hang up for God's sake. I'm not going to go back in that house.
okay.
Right now. Maybe he'll leave or something. But I mean, I don't know. Oh God. He snuck in, and he knows I can't see him, and then Brian snuck in and lay down in his bed, and I could only realize that he was there because of the fucking radio or whatever the fuck it is, YouTube or something. Oh my God. I'm in a lot of danger now. Because he threatened me about telling people that he had threatened me.
Do you think that this is just random, or is this part of the of everything that happens to you?
I didn't hear that, sweetheart.
Do you think that this is random, or do you think it's part of everything that happens to you?
I don't know. I don't know. He went off to a fucking Burning Man gathering a couple months ago and came back slamming doors and threatening me and threatening to kill me. And it was not. He wasn't like that before.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder if it was something that, like, because when you go to Burning Man, a lot of people do drugs.
Yeah, that was the whole idea of going. But I mean, most people can handle it. He can't.
Yeah. So he sounds like a younger person. Like he's.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
I met him 20 years ago when he was about 20 then, and now that would make him 40 now.
So what kind of paperback novels did your mom write?
I can probably send you some of the stuff on Facebook, baby. Also, probably some of the books. They were basically graphic novels. She started off writing confession magazines. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
And then she had to sign, like she signed a document with now this guy, the man, he was a psychiatrist to you?
I can't hear what you're saying,
The man that you speak of, he was a psychiatrist for you? Like he made her sign some sort of agreement where she wouldn't talk about trafficking?
No, speak English, baby. I can't hear what you're saying. Dr. Earnshaw was an osteopath, if that's what you were saying.
An osteopath. What is that?
It's like a chiropractor, but it's fakier. It sounds fakier because it's mixed up with Jesus Christ. I'm looking for in the yard, so I don't have to go in there. It sounds fakey because but see, osteopath, it's the same thing as chiropractic. And the guy that founded it said, made statements to that effect, but for whatever reason, a great many osteopaths are medical doctors. Jesus. A great many chiropractors are medical doctors. And, not chiropractors, a great many osteopaths are medical doctors. And, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Where are you right now?
What now?
You're in your backyard right now?
Yes.
It's nice and green. Very green.
What now?
Lots of foliage. It's very green.
Oh, yeah. I don't understand why he didn't like it.
So how is it that the osteopath had so much, how is it that the man who was the osteopath had so much control over you and your family?
Okay, I'll tell you in a minute. So, my dad got in trouble, and he had to go to him for a penalty.
A what?
A penalty.
A penalty. Okay.
Jesus cookie. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get out of this. Yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Oh, God. Didn't even hear him come in. Hard for me to walk. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay. So what were you asking, baby? You there? Did you hang up?
Yeah, I'm right here.
So what did you ask me?
I asked you how the osteopath had so much control over your family, and you said your father had gotten into trouble and that he had made a penalty, and that's where we left off.
I was 10 or 11 years old, and he tried to molest one of my girlfriends, and he went to his friend and said he thought he was going to be charged, and he went to his friends, and they said, well, we'll get you out of it, but you have to take hypnosis lessons from this guy every week, and you have to bring your wife and kid with you, and he did. And the guy's name was J.H. Earnshaw, and he was an osteopath, but he never discussed osteopathy or osteopathy or whatever the hell it is with us. It was all hypnosis and his hatred of the parents. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do now when I go back in there. He heard me say that he threatened me. He heard me say to you that he threatened me. I might not live through this fucking day. He's threatened my life before. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get back. I'm scared to go back in the house.
Do you feel that would it be best if like you called the police and then wait for them to come here, or and then maybe we can continue later? Or I mean, like, because I want to make sure that you you feel safe and you feel secure. That
I won't be safe until this cocksucker is fucking shot by police and dragged the fuck out of there. That's when I'll be safe. But you just made it 1,000 times worse.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know.
Oh my God. See, I'm blind. And the dirty cocksucker came in quietly so he could listen to my phone calls.
Yeah, he probably does want to listen to your phone calls. Yeah. Okay. So, can I ask you some more questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this man was a hypnotist, and he hypnotized you and your mom. And did he hypnotize your dad too?
The hypnosis lessons were for my late father, and he agreed to them to get out of the heat that he had taken by trying to molest a 10-year-old girl.
Uh-huh.
And Earnshaw required that he bring his wife and kid each week. And from one week to another, we couldn't remember always what had happened, you know. He did things that should, it was every Saturday from 1959 through 1963. And he had to bring his wife, he said Bill had to bring his wife and kid with him. And initially we enjoyed the trips. Well, actually we did all the way through because we couldn't remember what had happened. I told you about the red lollipop thing, right?
Yeah. Can you tell me again though, the specifics?
Okay, yeah. So, Jesus Christ. I don't know what I'm going to do with that son of a bitch in there. Okay, so my mother and I are staying in the waiting room. And at this point, whatever had happened, threatening things had happened before, we had forgotten it. And it was a very pleasant drive from our house up to Port Hope, north of Port Hope. And there was a lot of very scenic things to see on the way. and we all enjoyed it. We wouldn't have it. We would not know who we were going to see. But so. What did you ask, baby? I'm still thinking.
About the lollipops. Like he gave you the lollipops were drugged that he gave.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, my mother and I are sitting in the waiting room, and Earnshaw comes out and says, I want to see how fast each of you can eat a red lollipop. And so I've thought about that. The phrasing of the question was such that it didn't leave any room for saying, oh, I'll take it and eat it later. I mean, usually if someone offers me a lollipop, I'll say, oh, thanks, and put it in my pocket and eat it later when I need a breath mint or something. And but there was no option in that. The question was phrased in such a way that if we didn't want to do it, which wasn't going to happen, then we wouldn't take the lollipop. We wouldn't see. These were drug lollipops, so we both took them and put them in our mouths. And I had time to look over to the right and see my mother slumping down in her chair with the lollipop still stuck to her tongue. And then, of course, we were both unconscious. I had vague memories of us being dragged into his inner office. But see, the thing is, I didn't remember that for decades. And even in the late 80s, after my dad died, just before my dad died. He died in February of 86. But even in the late 80s, if he would bring up, one time he brought up Dr. Earnshaw, and he said, do you want to go see Dr. Earnshaw? It was some kind of test or whatever. And I said, oh, sure. That was a nice drive and all that. I couldn't remember those things. And I actually had only 3 memories of him. And I discussed that with my dad before he died in the 70s. And I said that it was kind of odd that I had only 3 memories of him. The one memory of even though we had gone there every Saturday for 4 or 5 years. But there was one memory of us walking along a long fence in Port Hope, and my mother and I had left the office. We were walking along a long fence. There was another memory of where I took a comic book and left him a comic book because my mother had said that if I take a comic book from his waiting room, then I should leave one. And, to trade him so it wouldn't be stealing. So obviously they had, my mother didn't know what was going on, and my father either didn't remember or didn't tell us or whatever, because the thing is that he went into that, he escaped some charges. But I wonder what I should do now. I mean, that son of a bitch is going to kill me when I go back in there. I know he is. Christ. And he doesn't work anymore. He had 2 jobs, and they got fired from both of them, and he just sits in there and watches me 24 hours a day.
Is there? Do you have money to take a do you have money to take a hotel room or?
Of course not. I have $5 on me, and my Social Security check doesn't come until the 1st, and it's only for $700, and that's just enough to cover my rent and my electric bill that he runs up and will no longer pay.
That's awful. Have you? Are you in the process of trying to evict him?
Not unless I feel like getting killed.
Oh.
I can get him a paper that says leave in 30 days, and he's made his point that he'll kill me long before those 30 days are up.
And have you notified the police that your roommate is threatening to kill you? I think maybe, I think maybe you should call the authorities and say that your roommate is threatening to kill you and you're afraid to go back into your house. You know, and I don't know how the law works, but it seems like if he is threatening your life, you know, and that he has weapons in the house and he's threatening you, I think you can, well, not, you can have, I think you might be able to have him removed. And, you know,
of course I could, but I mean, I don't, yeah. Christ. Well, sometimes the only way to handle a problem is to write it out and act like it isn't there. So if I go back in and act like I don't know that I said that he threatened me, maybe he won't kill me.
Would the possibility of maybe me being on the phone with you and then just saying, you know, look, man, I could say I'm not going to say anything. I'm just your friend, and like it's not like you called the police.
No, he's crazy. He'll kill me just for saying that he threatened me. I might not live through this day, but that's why I said call me when my roommate isn't there.
I did not know you had a roommate. I did not know you had a roommate.
Yeah. No, now I'm in a lot of danger. I may not even live through this day. Okay, we'll act like it didn't happen. I don't know what the hell else to do right now. What? Ask me something else.
Okay, so the Lollipop incident happened, and let's get to the nugget that you that you believe that you were one of the shooters for the JFK assassination. Like you feel like this doctor, you were under MK Ultra mind control, and that you were actually involved in the shooting. Is that correct?
I did not hear a single word of that. So, I mean, there's something wrong with your speaker or something, because I mean, I can hear that you're talking, but I have no idea what the words are.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Okay, yeah, I heard it.
Okay, so you told me before that by being with this doctor, you and your mom, he was doing MK Ultra mind control on you, and that at a young age that you were actually one of the shooters in the JFK assassination.
This is the thing, that at a young age, and then you start muffling cookies. What are you talking about?
You told me that previously, you mentioned that you were one of the shooters in the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I put it in all the other interviews and articles and everything, baby.
Right.
Yeah. See, okay. My dad came into my room November 22nd, 1963. My dad came into my room and he said that we're going to go see Dr. Earnshaw and then we're going on a trip. And so I had a lot of trouble with my parents because, my parents were married in 1938, and I was born in 1948. And it was assumed, sometimes my dad decided that I had that he was not my natural father. Sometimes I was a long-awaited only son. And sometimes I was the bastard product of an extramarital affair on the part of my mother. And so that we had talked about, I had taken several trips, actually by 63, I'd taken quite a number of trips with my parents. Camping trips, motels, that kind of thing. They were always nice. Well, except when we had to meet the mafia or CIA agents or something. But it was just camping. It was nice. And, going to motels and swimming pools and things like that. So before, it was a setup now, obviously, I know. But my parents and I had both discussed sometime maybe I would take a trip with just my dad, so that we would, or the guy I thought was my dad, just we could bond that way. So I thought that was what was going to happen. So, so my dad, we got up, now we lived in the corner of Ripper and Brennan Road, and we went, which way, I don't know, east, west, something on Brennan Road up to M19, which takes us into Yale. And we'd done it a million times before. And my dad said, I kept saying, he said, we're going to go to Yale. And I said, does Dr. Earnshaw have an office in Yale? And my dad, who was lying, said yes. And I said, well, why don't we go to see him in Yale every week instead of driving all the way to Port Hope? And then he threatens to beat me up. And I don't know why he's so upset. So we get to the damn airport, and Dr. Earnshaw is there, and David Ferry, and I try to run, and they chase me, and they inject me in the neck, and they wrap me up in something, and they put me in a box, and they fly me to Dallas in a flying boxcar. And so my dad said that they rolled us around Dallas all morning. I was unconscious in the box, of course. And then they rolled me out, which I assume was the 6th floor storage room. And they kind of draped me over the gun. They put together the rifle together on a table. And that's my first memory of seeing them put the rifle in, whatever the hell kind of brace that you use for a rifle. I don't hunt anymore. I haven't hunted since the JFK assassination. I was interested in it as a boy. I was a rural yokel, but I didn't like to handle guns after that. So I could barely hear and see them putting together the gun and the rifle. And they braced it to the window, draped me over the rifle. And when one of them yelled no, I was supposed to pull the trigger. It happened automatically. They first asked if I could see John Kennedy on the little screen. That was the telescopic sight, and I said yes. And then when one of them said no, my finger just automatically contracted on the trigger, and I fired. But I deliberately shot to miss the president. I tried to throw myself on the floor to the right and push the rifle out the window with my left hand. And that's why there's an unidentified ball print on the rifle butt. They may have, that's mine, but they may have destroyed all evidence at that. It's something like the plans for the first moon mission. They know they did it, but the plans were long since destroyed, so they don't know how. Well, there was a palm print, but I think any evidence, anything relating to the palm print, they know there was an unidentified palm print, but I think they destroyed any record of, what it looked like. But that was mine, my left hand, because I threw myself on the ground, on the floor to the right, tried to push the goddamn thing out the window. Barry jumps on it and keeps shooting, and there's shots from all over the fucking street, and I'm still lying on the floor. And my dad says, "Don't shoot Jackie, Barry. Don't shoot Jackie, or I'll kill you right now." He saved Jackie's life. So, because Barry wanted to kill Jackie. And so anyway, a guy comes in a suit, and he said, "Did everything go all right?" Because Barry just kept shooting, and there were shots from all over the street, and they got him. I didn't do anything to save him. I thought I had, but I didn't. But geez, how to keep my mind off the fact that maybe you're cute, but you just may have set me up to be killed by this ugly cocksucker. I may not fucking make it if I go back in that house. And he's smart enough to know not to do this shit when I'm on the phone. He's waiting his fucking time.
Does he know who you are? I mean, does he know what we're talking about, your roommate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you think that maybe that's his motivation to intimidate you and put the fear in you?
I have no idea.
Could your roommate be mind controlled himself?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, you could to just do the one thing to get me to say what I did in front of him. That could have been what was happening all last night. That not that you'd have to do anything else, but just distract me while that son of a bitch comes in and set things up to kill me. So yeah, you both could be.
Well, I'm really sorry that I called you at the wrong time. I didn't get up until 12:30 because I was kept up until 4:00 in the morning last night.
I like it. It's like, but I may die for this.
Well, I hope that you're not going to die. I wish I could do something. Would it help if I called the police on your behalf?
Let me think about it. I don't know. I don't know how I get out of this. There's a crazy man in there that threatened to kill me and warned me not to say it at anybody, and he just heard me do it.
I could call, if you want to give me the number of the police department of where you're at. I mean, we can do that. I would do that, like send me the number in the chat and I will call the police on your behalf.
Oh, wait, something's happening now. I have a call coming in. Oh, scam likely. Yeah, okay. Let me see, decline. Okay. Yeah. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, I had a call coming in on my real number, but on this Android, whatever the hell it is, Galaxy A11 500 or something like that. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is, when you get weird calls, it says scam likely. And how they do that, I don't know. But
well, can I share something with you? The last time we spoke to each other, like when I was living in the other apartment that I was in. There was a roommate there that had been in the military, and he overheard our conversation and then asked me about you, of which I, obviously he heard, and I had shared some information, and then while I was talking to him, I realized that he had somebody else on the phone with him. And, like he had a phone in his hand. And then I realized that there was somebody who was overhearing the conversation, not just him, which was misleading to me. Now, he said that it was his girlfriend, and he was one of those kind of people that was always talking to his girlfriend. But I had certain circumstances. I feel that I was being, I was also in a targeted harassment situation. I ended up someone in the house. It was either my friend or it was him. They cut the wires to the speakers on my CD player, my Bluetooth player. And when I took pictures. My roommate is also going to the university, and my ex-roommate. And when I sent him the photos of the of the fact that the wires were cut, I was assuming it was the other roommate. And my friend acted real strange, didn't get back to me, And then I said, "Well, I'm going to make a police report about it." And he goes, "Oh, the police isn't going to do anything about it." And I did call the police. The police called me back. I ended up making the report online, and then he went nuts on me. My roommate did, and it escalated to the point that, like within a week, he kicked me out after living there for 4 months. And we were getting ready to move into another apartment together. We were in the same area because this particular housing was for like apartments for students. But they were they weren't in dorms. And, he ended up, we were weeks away from moving, like a week or two away from moving into the new apartment. And he just tossed me out. No warning, no 30-day notice, no nothing. And called the cops on me and said that I was just a guest there. And, because I wasn't on a lease yet, because I couldn't prove that, anything, I got tossed out with all of my stuff on the lawn. It was a very difficult day. That's why I'm here right now. So I feel, set up and targeted, by these people. And then all of a sudden, like, he and the roommate were, even though before they pretended not to get along, the roommate was in defense of my friend against me in front of the cop.
Yes.
So, in the educational system at my school, I had I was placed into the HOPE program, and that is where they help students who are homeless. And by the way, I got a 4.0 my first semester back, and I got a 3.5 on my second semester because I'm not that great at math. I'm on the dean's list, and I also got hired to tutor biology, anthropology as an ETC student leader. And I got a all of a sudden I got the financial department, because in order to be in the HOPE program, I have to be in financial aid. And I got I was required to go to summer school in order to stay in the HOPE program to be living where I'm living at right now, which basically I'm living in a renovated hotel. It used to be a hotel. And they made these into studio apartments, and it's supposedly the prototype to solve the homeless program in the state of California, and this is a solution to the pandemic. And I know all this stuff. The mayor came out and cut the ticker tape. I know all this stuff because I wrote an essay about it called "The Neo Homeless." All right. For my final in my English critical thinking class. English, all right. So, I know the background of everything. I looked into the HOPE program. The HOPE program was a new program, and
that's where Earnshaw's office was in Port Hope.
Well, this is not in Port Hope. This is actually in it's in California.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that word comes up once a day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I let them know there's no hope in the HOPE program is what I wrote back to like the people that were involved in it, because my counselor ended up just blowing me off, when it came time for me to, get my classes, my next schedule going, in whatever. And I think he was miffed because I refused to be vaccinated in order to get a job that I had that was possibly available to me. I worked in a theater when I was young. I sang and danced in the pre-show cabaret show. I was a theater arts major. And then I left college after 2 years and went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts to study acting. And at the time, there was no degree that you can earn by going to the academy. However, you could take classes that would apply for your degree. And at the time, if you were to finish the 2-year program, they gave you a certificate of completion, of which I never finished. I went only 1 year, and that was in Pasadena, California. Well, 40 years later, because, I'm going back to college to get a degree in journalism. And so 40 years later, I go back, and I was never on financial aid before. When I went to college before, my parents paid for it, and I lived at home with my parents. Now I'm on financial aid going to school. So the person in the financial aid department asked me for my transcripts from the American Academy. And instead of looking at everything with the transcripts, because I ended up getting the transcripts to myself and looking at them later on, they basically, where it said, up until 2014, it was only a certificate of completion. And then after 2014, there was a occupational AA that you can get. So long story short, I get fucked over the day of starting summer school. And then I get threatened by my counselor that if I don't stay in the program, even though I don't have financial aid to pay for it, then I needed to move out of my apartment, which wasn't true. And, and I feel like I could go through and talk much longer about how I feel that this was not done properly, but I actually feel that I was I feel that this is just another part of the setup, as if the goal is to make me not be able to get a degree, not be able to speak, not be able to survive, and, get the fuck out. I'm on the street, and I live in a neighborhood where there's hookers walking down the street, up and down. I am scared sometimes. This month, I was walking home with my groceries, and this man in a car followed me. Wanted me to go out and get something that, let me get you a burger. No, I don't want anything. Drove alongside with me, and then the next day I'm walking around and I see the damn car. I think I see it when I'm walking around the neighborhood doing my grocery shopping or whatever, because I don't have a car. And then, I go to the Arco station near here, and there he is, spot pulled around the side. And I go, what are you doing here? I go, are you following me? And then I turn my camera on with my phone and start filming him, and he takes off. It like for me, Casey, you know, when you say, oh, well, I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm already in trouble. I'm already in trouble. So
did you listen to the Turtle story?
No, I have not yet. I have not.
Have you read any of my Kennedy stories?
I have listened to some of your Kennedy stories, though. I have watched some of the videos that are online with you and the woman that you said was no longer alive.
Yeah, she was killed. She was going to read the one that I kept last, the sketchy one. She was going to read that, the same as the guy who read the Turtle story. Before she turned up dead.
Well, I think you're amazing. If you want to know how I feel about you, and you know, I have respect for, you know, I'm in awe of your talent. You know what, like a lot of people are. So
come here and live.
Well, you know, maybe, yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm laughing, but you know, I could use a decent home, to be honest with you. I haven't had a good place to live where I wasn't harassed, because like before I came to here, I was harassed by the handyman that worked the property, and sexually harassed.
California, that's what it's like. Michigan isn't like that. I mean, you could move right in here, but I'll have to get the crazy guy out first.
Right. You got to get it. You got to get rid of the crazy guy. Yeah, I mean, you know, I have one more year at this college, you know. I mean, I could consider transferring to university out that way to get my BA, but you know.
Well, there's EMU, Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti, and the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay. I'll look into it.
So, how many of my stories did you read, baby?
I haven't read anything yet. So I need to get to reading.
Not a one, right?
Not. I mean, a little bit, but not yet. No. I mean, I lost contact with you. I've been in school. You know, I've had other things that I was required to read.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, there was some weird noise on the phone. Let me see. Oh, let me see here.
But I will catch up.
Well, see, did I tell you about the child molesting JFK researchers?
No, you have not.
Okay, when I started calling Marina, and I didn't tell her about anything about who I was. I don't know why she talked to me all the time. And she talked to me about every other day for decades. And I called her because I asked her to endorse my ban smoking in comics campaign. That was my publicity stunt that I used to substitute for a career. In the 80s and the 70s, I was a nationally known award-winning comic book writer. In the 80s, I got all these documents and things, documents, write-ups, celebrity endorsements, praising my supposed campaign to ban smoking in comic books. And the pitch was, I'm an award-winning comic book writer, and I'm calling for a ban on smoking in comic books. So I carried that all the way through the 80s, but my fans didn't see it. They all went in like publications that comic book people don't read. And I never made any money at it. But I had something to give me prestige while I went in and out of homeless shelters and free meals and Christian temples that I didn't actually like and that kind of thing. And in the early 90s, I could only do that for about a decade. See, I'm lucky that I did for as long as I did, because the pitch was that I was a viable, successful, popular comic book writer, and I wanted to reform my industry. But as the 80s wore on and nothing else was published with my name on it for 10 years, it just, that premise wore rather thin, you know? And so in the early 90s, I started calling Marina, and it was kind of amazing because I asked her to endorse my Van Smoking Comics campaign, and what I thought was my idea was this, that I'd had all of the establishment type celebrity endorsers. Now, Marina, of course, is not a celebrity. The term is newsmaker. It's a poor woman whose husband was murdered in a police station. So anyway, she said that she would not endorse the Van Smoking Comics campaign, but inexplicably, she said to keep calling her, so I did. And when I started calling her, I had only the 3 members of Dr. Earnshaw. I just told you, right?
Yes.
But as I called her, and the memories, and I couldn't believe it. And one thing I thought, possibly it is false memory syndrome, because when I want a girl, I want the girl, and I really needed Marina. And so I thought maybe my mind is making it up, but it all fell together too well. And I remember the things like, you know, what happened on November 22nd and a lot of other things as well. And I put them down in my first story, Conjurella. Jesus, I hope I can't see it all. Just so blurry. It's like looking through it. I'm hoping that the ugly cocksucker walks out and on a mission, whatever the fuck he does, sells dope, buys dope, gets more alcohol or whatever the fuck he does, so I can go back in and decide what to do about the fact that he heard me tell you that I was threatened by him. Because he could kill me for that. It's hard to get my mind off of the fact that I may have maximum half an hour to live. Because of you, baby.
No, I hope not. Don't. You know, I'm gonna pray for you and send good vibes. You know, because that can't happen. You know, that can't. I don't want that on my head.
It's the Ypsilanti police that I would have to call if I do that. I don't know. But I mean, after they leave, they'll kill me. But if you just take them downtown and fuck with them or hold them overnight, any kind of that, he'll kill them. He's already said so. Well, push on, I guess. Oh, God, battery power 15%. Fuck. Now I have to go back in and plug it in. Because I can't afford having a dead phone with that son of a bitch threatening me. Oh, I'm walking across the yard. I'm going to go back in the house. We'll see. I'm not going to act like nothing happened. And I got...
Okay.
I'm going back in.
I'm here.
No, not your doll. I was.
Oh.
Oh. I know I have to find my plugging in stuff.
Okay.
I gotta plug the motherfucking thing in. Yeah, I got it plugged in. Okay, are you there now?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, at least I can see you a little now. Oh, Christ. So what you obviously this is not the right day for it, but you do interviews on YouTube, is that right now?
Yeah, I do interviews on YouTube. I have a podcast that I upload on Anchor and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and I blog. I have a blog that I write on. So
Oh,
yeah.
The former mayor of Ypsilanti is going to call me tonight. She's has the same interests that you do in this, but she's kind of in trouble. She had to resign. But she was our first lesbian mayor. I think she has a fake mustache or something. But I've never met. She said that she would call me tonight and that she wants to come over and visit me on Tuesday at 11 a.m. So I don't know how I can juggle that. I mean, I told her to do it, yeah, but I don't know how I can juggle it. At least my phone is being charged.
Okay, yeah. That's good.
And I can get to my gum here too if I can find it. I mean, oh, maybe I can get, oh, Jesus Christ. It's so hard to move because I'm in constant pain from the mesh. And I thought I had some. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do.
Do you now you're in your room now, and is there a lock on your door?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Is there a bathroom in your room so you don't have to go out there if you didn't want to?
Whatever.
Can you give me just a moment? I do need to use the restroom. I'm gonna come right back. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm back.
Okay. I just thought I could check my other.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
No, I got a letter from a guy who said, "What is up, buddy? What's happening?" Oh. Let me see. If I can tell who that is. None of these messages make any difference. Let me see here. What in the hell does this say? God.
Oh, I got a kitty that's making noises. I have a cat. A cat.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can get back to video chat. I went, because when you went for that, I went, oh, God. And the phone is so sketchy.
You know, I need to feed the. Give me just a second. The kitty needs some food. Let me come back. Hold on. Hang on there. What's going on, baby? Hold on.
If I'd only blocked you, oh my God. I had such cowardice about blocking you. This was the battle. So what are you?
What? Yep.
What now?
I was feeding the kitty cat.
What now?
I had to feed the cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well. So, and I would gladly move you in here, baby. How long would it take you to get here?
Well, you know, I'm starting a new job in a week, and then I go to school in 2 weeks. So I wouldn't be going anywhere until after I graduate, which is at the end of next year.
Okay, well then if I'm still alive, you can do it.
Okay. I hope you are.
And you already followed me on Twitter.
Yeah, I do. I follow you on Twitter. Yes.
Are you? I see things in your apartment. I kind of put my eye right up to it. Hope I don't electrocute myself. So when did you want to do a formal interview, Doll? If we do it,
well, when would be good for you? I have
you know my situation. I have no idea.
Well, here's how I usually I do it is I live stream on YouTube, and I would give you a link, like let's say through Facebook you could just click onto that link, and then it will ask you, like, do you allow your mic access and your phone, your microphone, and your phone, and we could do it live that way on my YouTube channel. And then there's a chat room where people can be in the comment section and ask questions as well. Would, like, perhaps what about this? See.
Your voice is just break. It sounds like you're talking through a scrambler.
Okay.
I would need a de-scrambler to figure out what it's about.
I could do a live stream tomorrow. I could do a live stream with you tomorrow.
It sure didn't work out today, did it?
Well, I mean, I actually have I have been recording our conversation. So
what are you saying, baby? What are you saying? It always sounds like you're talking really low through a scrambler, and then I have to enlarge your messages to read it. It sounds like I would have to de-scramble your voice messages to understand them. Okay, try again. Okay.
I have recorded us. So I have this, like, if I wanted to write about what we talked about today, I could. But we could do a show tomorrow if you wanted.
Anytime you call, I'll answer it if I'm alive. I don't guarantee that I'll be in shape to answer questions about Dr. Earnshaw and MK Ultra.
I mean, that's what my audience would be interested in, is the conversation about MK Ultra.
Yeah.
They are into that topic.
Let me try to look at what I sent you. Because I was sure I sent you the stuff about the child molesting JFK researchers.
Wait, hold on. I gotta check something out here. I'm taking you with me. I'm just looking at. There was like these three men that walked into the place across the hall from me.
Are you talking through a handkerchief? It sounds
no,
like
I don't know. I don't know why I'm not coming across well. No, I'm not talking through a handkerchief. But you know what? I am going to have to go here soon. I've got to take care of a few things. So I have things to do, like with the rest of, I gotta go soon. So why don't I connect with you tomorrow and see, if you will be up for an interview on my channel, my YouTube channel. Or maybe we could do it next week sometime.
No, call me tomorrow, because you know why. But let's see. Wait, I sent you the stuff about the dead girls. Because I'm scrolling up now. I got to my list of emails to and from you, or Facebook messages to and from you. So I sent you the stuff about the dead girl.
Okay. Well, then I will spend today looking over, like, after we finish our conversation, I will start to look at the stuff that you sent me so that I will be prepared for tomorrow. And then I will check in with you tomorrow and see if you are up to do a interview with me.
Okay, Jenna.
Okay? All right.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Okay.
All right. All right. Until next time. Bye.
Okay. Farewell.